Hello, friends, and welcome into NBA Now. Once again, I am Tom Downey. That is Hater Jimmy alongside me. He's going to hate on all of your favorite teams and players because that's just who he is.
I guess that's my new title, Jimmy the Hater. That's what you can call me.
You'll stay tuned for that later on. We'll talk here some news and rumors around the NBA. First up, what is this, Jimmy?
Hey, look, I didn't make up the rumor. The rumor's not coming from Chat Sports. It comes number 1 from Anthony Davis and then number 2 from Jalen Rose. Anthony Davis might be considering a return to his hometown, the Chicago Bulls, when he enters unrestricted free agency next summer. Of course, he does have a player option. Nobody expects him to pick that up next season. He's probably entering free agency next summer and maybe looking at Chicago.
Okay, sure. Here's the thing, though. Why weren't the Bulls on one of his initial lists?
Look,
why weren't they?
He was interviewed by the Chicago Tribune, and he specifically said, this is definitely, speaking of Chicago, this is definitely hometown. When the time comes, I'd consider it. Tom, the time is coming.
The time already
next
did
summer.
come.
Okay, well, hey, I'm not the one who
Phrasing
said
boom.
it. Don't get mad at me. I'm not the one who said this about Anthony
Well, Jalen
Davis.
Rose also said 99% Kawhi Leonard goes back to the Raptors, so, I mean, there you go. Also, biggest issue here, just from a practical perspective, and yes, I know things can change easily. The Bulls right now, they don't have a max contract spot.
True, but if Anthony Davis, a top 5 player in the league, said, hey, I want to come to the Chicago, they're going to make it
You
work.
could find
They
a
will
way.
do literally
you
anything.
could dump. You could do a sign and trade potentially. You could dump Thaddeus Young and
Otto Porter,
Satoransky or Otto Porter, and you'd be fine there. I'm gonna go with a hard doubt on this one though.
Okay,
big time doubt.
Sounds like you're the hater on this one. Just hating on
yes,
Chicago.
I'm not hating on Chicago. I'm hating on the idea of the Bulls getting Anthony Davis.
I'm not going to hate on it, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to say he is. I'm going to make a prediction right now. Chicago will be one of 4 teams that Anthony Davis meets with next summer. Okay. You heard it here, folks.
I mean, that doesn't really mean a whole lot. All right, so where will Anthony Davis play in 2020? Type 1 for the Lakers or type 2 for the rest of the field, the entire NBA?
I'm typing 2.
You're going 2?
I think Anthony Davis is leaving.
Laker hater.
Maybe. I just don't think.
I got 1.
I'm going to say 2. I think this season will go pretty well, but there's going to be too many bumps in the road. He'll realize LeBron is aging. He'll see that it's just not exactly everything he thought it was, and he'll be gone.
Tell you what, I see a decent amount of 2s in there.
I'm telling you, man.
In fact, the 2s might have it.
I think he looks elsewhere. I think he really does. Okay, give me one team. If you think there is one team, what team would it be that he goes to next season besides the Lakers?
Oh, God. The Knicks.
Yeah, I think I would have said the same there. But
okay. I don't know.
Good question here for our watchers. Do you guys like the NBA trades? It's easy. Yes or no?
Do you like trades? Yes or no?
And if you don't like them, you must not like the NBA.
Then you're the hater.
Trades are literally, besides when free agency first opens up, I think trades are the most exciting part of the NBA.
Let's see. Matthew says yes. Dylan says yes. Well, John Kwan says no. The Brennanator says yes. Mostly yeses in here. So, A, make sure you're subscribed. The link is below. We'll keep you updated on all of the NBA trades, and we're going to do that right now for you guys, too, with some trade rumors out there. First up from the Oklahoman, which is a local Oklahoma City paper, throws out the idea of a Chris Paul for CP3 swap.
You know, I've got a lot of friends that write for the Oklahoman, actually, up there in OKC. They do some great work, but I don't think this is good for either team. I think it is just... The Timberwolves, they keep it, why would they trade for such an old aging point guard when they have such a good young team? I don't like this one very much.
So straight up, Wiggins for Chris Paul. That's the trade here. It works out fine from a money perspective.
Correct.
Now, I will make note, this was more of a, I think, Thunder-focused trade.
Yeah, for sure.
So who says no to this one?
I think the Timberwolves say no. I think Oklahoma City, I don't think Oklahoma City would love it, but I think the Timberwolves say no in this situation.
It's kind of where I'm at, too.
Just because he's the younger asset, you'd rather pay a young guy that has potential than an old guy that's aging and doesn't have much left.
And it's not that neither of these guys are bad.
No.
It's just relative to their contracts, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, you look at Wiggins' numbers, you're like, why does everybody hate on Andrew Wiggins? He's having a pretty nice career. Well, sure, but number 1, it's inefficient. Number 2, he doesn't play defense. Number 3, he's getting paid a truckload of money.
Now, the Thunder, I do think it makes sense to them because you could get rid of Chris Paul, SGA becomes your full-time point guard, Ferguson or Andre Roberson becomes your true shooting guard, Gallinari could stay at the 4, Wiggins at the 3. I don't think that's a contender in the West, but it's a quick little on-the-fly rebuild there.
I say, if you're the Thunder, you get Wiggins in there, let's say. You tank out the season. Danilo Gallinari's gone in the offseason. You draft potentially a power forward to take over his spot, maybe a better forward instead of Wiggins, whatever it may be. And all of a sudden, that plus the 700 other picks that they have coming up, they got something building toward the future.
And, Paul, again, not a bad player. The issue is the money side of things.
Yeah, look.
He's expensive, and he's old. He's aging.
I understand the Timberwolves want to win right now. I get that. But you don't have to win right now. You don't have to push it. Karl-Anthony Towns is just now entering, the first year of his extension, I believe. So you got a lot of time with your star player. Don't just go out and waste money and waste assets, and I still believe Wiggins can be an asset, on a guy like Chris Paul who's going to keep you competitive for maybe this year, maybe the next. But does he really move the needle in the West? I don't know if he does.
I think that's a fair point. And for Minnesota, if you dump Wiggins, all of a sudden, who becomes your 3? Like that. That's a big question mark to me.
I think it might be Robert Covington at that point, but I don't know. It's tough for Minnesota. That's why I think they say no in this situation.
All right, so who says no? Type M for Minnesota, O for OKC. Who do you think?
I really think it's Minnesota. I think they would much rather pay a young guy that can possibly still be something than pay for an old, aging Chris Paul.
All right, let's stick with Minnesota here. Karl-Anthony Towns does not want to get traded.
That's a good sign if you're a Minnesota fan, if you're a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves front office, if any of you guys are out there watching us right now. Your star player doesn't want to get traded. That's incredible, especially when you're a team that does not have a lot of recent history of success. And this also speaks to the idea that I just talked about. Minnesota doesn't have to be in a hurry. Now, let's say in a couple of years, you're not making the playoffs anymore. That's when you should start to get worried. But for right now, develop your young players, try to get another good draft pick, and hope that Jarrett Culver turns into something really special like I think he will.
Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, we know, is one of the premier big men in the NBA. You don't find 24 and 12 and 40% from deep, by the way. You just don't find that.
No, not at all. And not to mention his defensive ability. The guy is an absolute monster. I love Karl-Anthony Towns. I was super skeptical when he was picked number 1 overall because
I dig him.
He barely got utilized at Kentucky the right way. But now that he's in the NBA, he's an elite player. He's an all-star every single year. I really, really like Karl-Anthony Towns. I think Timberwolves have something really special. You better be lucky that you got him in there as he's locked in as your franchise cornerstone. So he doesn't want to get moved, and I think that, is really special for Minnesota and their fans.
Of course, I think the counterpoint is, well, at some point they're gonna trade him because that's how the small market tends to work out. Although I'm not as convinced on that front there.
Yeah, you don't want this to be another Kevin Garnett where he just couldn't stick around in Minnesota because they couldn't put anything around him at all.
Yeah, I don't think that'll end up being the case there, but we'll see what ends up happening there. All right, guys, giveaway for you from our friends over at MyBookie. Head over to chatsports.com/NBA now. Use the promo code on your screen, ChatNBA. That gets you a 100% deposit bonus. And then on top of that,
ooh, hit him, Tom.
We'll give you NBA 2K20. Yeah.
I just got chills. I'm ready for 2K20 to hurry up and drop.
Now just think about this from just a pure value perspective, all right?
Yeah.
How much does 2K20 cost?
I think when it drops, what is it, like close to 85?
Well, if you get like the Premier Edition, but the normal edition costs 60.
Okay.
So all you gotta do is put down $50 with MyBookie, sign up and deposit, place your first bet, then email us at promo@chatsports.com. So you're saving $10 on the game, and you're getting an extra 50 for free to bet with.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to have one of my roommates sign up for MyBookie and use them as like my burner account and give them the $50 so that I can get NBA 2K20 from MyBookie here.
Don't ruin it all here. But again, that's chatsports.com/NBA now. Use promo code ChatNBA. After you sign up and deposit, place your first bet, then email us promo@chatsports.com. We'll get you guys hooked up. And by the way, this is for everyone that does it. So yeah, pay attention there if you want NBA 2K. Move then to the Boston Celtics. Jayson Tatum. There was the report, Jimmy, from Kevin Smith that one team tried to trade for Tatum and they were quickly told, get out of here, with the asking price being insane.
I think it makes sense if you're the Boston Celtics. Look, obviously he took a step backward in his sophomore year, which you never want to see, but it happens a lot with the sophomore slump. The dude's going to be a special player, so I think it's pretty clear there's a good reason that there was an insane asking price for Jayson Tatum. Heck, they tried to trade him for Anthony Davis. Obviously, that didn't happen, but that's an insane asking price in and of itself.
As for who was asking about Tatum, I don't know who it was. I don't have any information, or there's no information out there on who actually did it. So take your wildest guess, Jimmy.
I'm going to say it was Oklahoma City, and I think Oklahoma City offered up a few of those picks that they have.
Okay,
and
I can see that. I can see that, I guess.
I would guess they offered, let's say, 3 or 4, and Boston wanted more than that, and they were just like, nope, not happening.
Interesting theory there. I don't mind that one.
Yeah.
Feel free to throw out your ideas there in the comments section. Boston, meanwhile, look, they need Tatum to be better. Like, he was supposed to have that big breakout year this past year, and it didn't quite happen.
No.
And by quite, I mean it didn't happen at all.
No, it didn't. It didn't. And especially with the way Gordon Hayward was supposed to be coming back from injury, you needed Jayson Tatum to take that bigger step forward. That's one of the big reasons. That plus the whole Kyrie Irving chemistry issues just really, really hurt the Boston Celtics. So, look, if he can be what they expect him to be in year 2, in year 3 with this team, I like their chances.
Now, today, everyone, is National Tequila Day. So with that in mind, it is National Tequila Day. Oh. Yes, it is. So what is your favorite adult beverage? And if you're not 21, we won't tell if you won't tell.
Yeah, put it down in the comment section.
We won't tell if you don't tell. What's your favorite adult beverage, Mr. Lame Jimmy here?
I actually will say my girlfriend's dad makes a mean Moscow Mule.
Okay.
So every once in a while, I'll
fine.
enjoy a nice Moscow
That's fine.
Mule.
Producer Harrison, what's up back there?
Harrison's thinking long and hard.
That's always great. He says vodka Red Bulls. Natty Light is the smooth Pilsner, by the way. Dark horse pick that I feel like I'm often alone on that I absolutely love is Jaeger. I love Jägermeister. That's a big mistake for you. I had a bad college experience with the Kraken rum. Don't want to talk about it.
I think our audience could hear, our audience heard everybody in the background go, oh, when you said Jaeger.
Keep those comments flowing there. Some Jameson comments, also a good pick. I do love some Jameson. We'll stick with the Irish theme there. The Boston Celtics, more trade rumors here. Gordon Hayward, much like Jayson Tatum, a team tried to say, okay, maybe Boston's going to blow it up. Let's try and get Gordon Hayward for nothing. And Boston swatted him away like they were a fly.
You know, whenever I think of Gordon Hayward for some reason, not for some reason, but the only thing that comes to my mind is
his great hair.
That, plus the video of when he got told he was going to have another daughter and his wife asked him, are you happy? And he kicks the pink balloons and goes, Daddy's always happy, in a very monotonous voice. But anyway, Boston thinks he's going to be good, so they're not looking to trade him right now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for the Celtics side of things. Plus, Brad Stevens and Gordon Hayward will forever be best friends, so they're not going to get rid of it. That just doesn't make sense for them.
I will say this. I think Gordon Hayward's going to have a good bounce-back year. I truly do. I don't think it's going to be Utah Jazz Gordon Hayward by any means. But I think he'll have a pretty good season, and I mean, it's telling because in all reality, if Boston wants to pull off a huge trade, they kind of have to include Hayward to make the money work.
The way the report was presented was that the other executive was like, geez, if they blow it up, maybe we could get him for cheap. Like, they were trying to be that fantasy football owner that just sends a bad trade offer and then, oh, it got accepted. There we go.
Yeah, sometimes I do that in hopes that they'll accidentally hit accept instead of reject, and sometimes it happens.
Low move there. Low move, guys. All right, everyone in the comments section, type me if you plan on getting NBA 2K this year. Type me. We'll give some shout-outs here. Jimmy, I assume that you are.
Oh, I'll have it on pre-order. Actually, if you want to play me in 2K, King James 23 25 24 is my gamer tag. Go add me on Xbox. I already had 2 people actually ask me. They asked if we could play. We played. I murdered both of them in the game. So, King James 23 25 41.
Yeah.
There's a lot of numbers in there. Just go at me.
Very quick shout-outs here because there are a lot of you guys. Jack, Chris, Tyler, DJ, the Brennanator, Noah, Thomas, Bryce, Tremaine, Ernie, Bobby, Vegas, Anthony. Look, a lot of you guys, there are so many me's in the comments section right now. We've got close to over almost 1,000 here. So if you're planning on getting it, let us help you save some money. Here's how you can get it for free from our friends over at MyBookie. Head over to chatsports.com/NBA now. Use promo code CHATNBA, sign up and deposit, place your first bet. Then email us promo@chatsports.com, and we'll get you hooked up with NBA 2K. So you just got to put down $50 with MyBookie. They're going to give you $50 for free with our promo code. And then you'll get a $60 video game. Well, there you go. You're saving money.
You're saving money. And then if you want to lose that money to me in 2K, add me on Xbox and we'll go play some NBA 2K20 once you get it from MyBookie.
Yep. All right, well, another rumor here on Andre Iguodala. The Lakers planning to keep open some roster space here.
I think it's smart. I think it's smart to keep open a roster space going into the season anyway, because you never know who's going to come along or what trade might come along. Obviously, they feel like they can get him, and I think they truly believe that eventually he's going to get bought out. I think Memphis is asking for way too much. I think a first-round pick for Iguodala is insane at this point in his career with that contract. And I think the Lakers are holding out hope that he's just going to get bought out before the season comes along.
I think that is the Lakers' plan, and I think it makes some sense because I don't know, because Iggy has that $17 million salary, that makes it tough.
Yeah.
That makes it very tough to actually trade him away. Now, there are 4 teams that we know previously have had interest in Iguodala, not including the LA Lakers here. These were trade interest. Dallas Mavericks, Denver, Houston, LA Clippers. The Lakers can't trade for Iggy.
No.
They just don't have the money available to actually pull that off.
Yes, so via trade, these are the only 4 that actually make sense at this point. Mavs have a roster space open. I don't believe the Nuggets have any roster spots open. I know the Clippers don't. I'm not sure if the Rockets do or not, but I don't think any of these teams at this point are willing to give up a first-round pick for Andre Iguodala.
Now, the Lakers, in terms of their crunch time lineup, if they bring in Iguodala, maybe they put him at the 3 and go LeBron, Danny Green, Iggy, AD, and Kuzma.
I mean, that's pretty solid. I think three-point shooting becomes a little bit questionable there. You only have Danny Green in there to be a knockdown three-point shooter. Iguodala, when he's open, makes them, but he's not known for his three-point shooting.
And I think it gives you just enough spacing, where we know he's a great defender. I think that's pretty key if you're going to run LeBron at the point that you need another wing defender.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah. All right, so that's the update there on Andre Iguodala and the LA Lakers.